CPI Report is one of those economic updates that can quietly shape the financial lives of millions of people. Yet many people never take the time to understand what it actually means. Imagine waking up one morning and noticing that groceries cost more than they did last year. Rent has increased, fuel prices seem unpredictable, and everyday expenses are stretching your budget further than before. Now imagine a report that attempts to measure all of those changes in a single snapshot of the economy. That is essentially what the CPI report does. CPI stands for Consumer Price Index, and it tracks changes in the prices consumers pay for a wide range of goods and services. While that may sound technical, the impact is incredibly personal. When the CPI report shows inflation rising, it often means the cost of living is increasing. When inflation slows, it can signal relief for households, businesses, and policymakers. Investors watch it closely because it can influence stock markets, bond yields, and expectations about future interest rates. Business owners pay attention because changing costs affect pricing strategies and profit margins. Families care because inflation directly affects purchasing power. Think about a family shopping for food, paying utility bills, and filling up their car each week. Even small price increases across multiple categories can add up significantly over time. The CPI report helps reveal those changes and provides a clearer picture of how the economy is affecting real people. It is also one of the most anticipated economic releases because it can influence major financial decisions across the country. Whether you are saving for retirement, managing debt, investing in a market, running a business, or simply trying to make your paycheck go further, understanding the CPI report can give you valuable insight into the forces shaping your financial reality. Instead of seeing it as just another government statistic, it helps to view it as a report card on the changing cost of everyday life and a window into broader economic conditions that can affect nearly everyone. What makes the CPI report especially important is the way it influences decisions far beyond the grocery store checkout line. Central banks, policymakers, economists, investors, and corporate leaders often use information from the CPI report to evaluate inflation trends and make decisions that can ripple through the entire economy. For example, if inflation remains stubbornly high, policymakers may consider keeping interest rates elevated to slow spending and reduce price pressures. Higher interest rates can affect mortgages, car loans, credit card balances, and business borrowing costs. On the other hand, if CPI report shows inflation cooling more rapidly than expected, it may create optimism that borrowing costs could eventually decline, potentially encouraging investment and consumer spending. This is why financial markets often react dramatically when new CPI data is released. Traders are not just looking at the headline number. They are examining details about housing, transportation, food, healthcare, energy, and other categories to understand where inflation pressures are coming from. For everyday consumers, the lessons are equally important. A strong understanding of the CPI report can help people make smarter financial decisions, prepare for changing economic conditions, and better understand why prices move the way they do. Consider someone planning a major purchase, such as a home or vehicle. Inflation trends can influence financing costs and overall affordability. Similarly, retirees monitoring fixed incomes often pay close attention because rising prices can impact purchasing power over time. The CPI report is not a perfect measure, and it does not capture every individual experience, but it remains one of the most widely used indicators for understanding inflation and economic conditions. The next time headlines focus on the CPI report, remember that it is more than just a collection of numbers. It is a reflection of how prices are changing throughout the economy, how policymakers may respond, how markets may react, and how those developments could ultimately influence your personal finances. By learning how to interpret the CPI report, you gain a clearer perspective on the economic forces shaping daily life and the financial decisions that matter most.